Hi guys, so welcome to another video. I'd just like to run through today on the lock and load transport tie down system that I've picked up from my new trailer. So there we go there. That's what she looks like when it's all in place. You've got a couple of those on the front wheels, and we'll run through the bits and pieces, but you get a couple of ratchet straps, retractable ratchet straps, which you can use to tie down your rear there. But there we go, there on the other side there. A bit of a quick look. See it nice and simple when it's all in place. Little ratchet down there, bolted down through the floor. All right, let's check out how it all went together. All right, so before we get started, we'll do a bit of an unboxing. Thanks Pete for the hats. I don't think they normally come with it, but I'm hoping I can get one of these on my young fella, my little model over there, and lock and load. Anyway, we have got 4 of these guys, which I believe they're going to go either side of the wheels, front wheels. So we've got 2 pairs of those. Be clear on that, 2 pairs of those come with this set. I'll put the details of the set in the description. And you get these cool little retractable ratchet clamps, ratchet straps, sorry, that go on the back. These are the ratchets, the tie downs for the front wheels, which we'll have a closer look at later. I've been to the local bolt shop, got myself a bunch of high tensile bolts, washers and nylock nuts. Now you'll find these little holes in the side of here are weird size, probably US type stuff. Best to use 1/4 inch bolts, I found. A nice neat fit 1/4 inch diameter through there. Don't be tempted to use M6 because it's just way too small, it looks crap. Anyway, so we want some nice bolts in there. I wouldn't be tempted to drill those out because, as you see, there's not a great deal of meat next to the hole. Leave it as it is, 1/4 inch bolts, get something long enough to go through your tray and you'll be sweet. Let's go, we'll rip into it. Okay, so first things first, we will load a car on. We're going to load on my grey Ute because it's better than the AU.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. And we'll mark out some wheel positions and then we'll get drilling. So let's go, we'll get this car on, buddy. Okay, now we've got my Ute on. I've brought it up to where I would normally bring it, and that's right up against this bar. So clearly that's not going to work because I need to get that guy in there. So we'll just move the Ute back a bit, which probably won't be a bad thing. I've only had this trailer a couple of weeks, thanks to Mark from Hooked On Trailers. I'm going to move the car back, which probably won't be a bad thing to get the weight over these axles. I've got nothing much over the back and it's all down on the car. Jeep's not normally the tow car, but today it's just the trailer holder. So we'll move that back and we'll just see if we can find a place for these guys to go under. Okay, now we've found roughly where these clamps should go. We'll take some measurements shortly and make sure we can do the same thing on the other side. We've just put the strap in place loose just to see how it's all going to work. Strap goes over the wheel, other end locks in down there, and you tighten this guy up, lock it in place. So I think we'll remove the car now and bolt this down. Okay, so rather than get too carried away bolting them both down, I've decided I'm just going to bolt the front one down and we'll bring the car back up and just double check, mark out the rears, and then we'll fit those. So quick refresh where we're at. We've got the front chocks locked in place, brought the car back on and got it look square but not in the center of the trailer once again. What I've noticed is the one wheel touches up against a chock and one doesn't. Now I've got both chocks the same distance from the front of the trailer, so either the trailer's not square, which I reckon it is, or the car is not square. So let's bank on the car being not square, and I would imagine it's not that critical that when the car is between the chocks, that both chocks are loaded up. So I'm going to leave a bit of clearance, maybe at least that. All right, so there's a bit of slack in this for different tire diameters. But yeah, once again, I don't think it's critical that that chock is hard up against the back of the tire. I think the chock's basically just holding things in place till you jump out the car and lock it down. So let's go on that theory. We'll bolt down the rear chocks and see what happens from then. So now we've got all 4 chocks bolted down. We're going to bring the car on and we'll see what it's like to tie down. Okay, well I've had a couple of goes at getting the car out from between those chocks, just back off the ramps and then back up again. What I have found is it's lucky that I've left a bit of gap between this wedge and the tyre, because trying to get the car to reverse over that, being a rear wheel drive car, it just wants to spin the back tyres. So I've actually got to rock it back and forth a little bit of momentum and pop it over the wedge in the ramp there, which is a little bit surprising. It's going to be interesting if the back of the trailer is slippery. I might need to put something a bit grippy on the trailer under those tyres. So I'll have to think about that, because yeah, that was a little bit tricky trying to get it out from between those wedges. Anyway, we're going to have a go at just ratcheting the tyres down now, see how that goes. Okay, so this is take 1. Let's see what it's like to actually strap this on. So one end, you've got the little gate there. So I will put the gate in first. That locks in place. Strap over the wheel. No folds or rolls in the strap. And we'll come down here. We'll do the same thing, lift up that gate. It seems to have locked in nicely. Get the looseness out of that and wow, there you go. Let's do the other side. So this is the little latch mechanism. Seems to work all right. Okay, I guess you're probably going to have to make sure it goes all the way down, but anyway, that was actually my very first go at latching this thing in. So let's see if it wasn't beginner's luck. We'll give it a go on this side as well. So around there, open up the lock side in first. Just having a look at that to see if there is a way to get it wrong, but I think as long as that locks down, they're all good. And like all straps, you don't want them rolling over. Come around here, and I guess the plan is always to take the one closest to the tyre. Probably always smartest. Latch side in first. Take out the slack. I don't know, a little bit of tension on there. So what you have noticed, I guess, is we've left the front bar off. We have to leave the front bar off this car to load it. If that front bar was on, this system would not work. There is a different kit that works better for lowered cars. I may be able to flip it around and ratchet it around this side, and that would work okay with the bar on, but in our case the bar has to come off, so this is the simplest way to do it. So in the end, we just got the retractable straps and just threw it over the diff there, tied it back to the corner point on the trailer. Same on the other side. It's not doing as much as what the front is, but I guess this makes it legal when I'm tying down at 4 points. So there we go, all done. Might have a go at flipping this front section around and just see if we can ratchet to the back, to see if there's any advantages in doing that. Give that a go. Let's try it from the front. Through there, that in. Up over, nice and straight. Drop that one in there. Yeah, I'm going to struggle in there. Have a look at that. That's
Painful.
Here's a bit painful, son. You've nailed it. Yeah, I think we're going to go on the other side. So there's the other system where it comes down and it ties back here. That would be a much better option for, I guess, most cars really. There's not really a lot of room under there on a lot of cars, unless you got the old Jeep over there. All right, no, so this way doesn't work. Let's put it back how it was. All right, guys, well, that's it. We've finished the install on the lock and load transport system. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and we'll see you when we get this thing back out on the track next week. Cheers.